my
How's
goodness.
everyone doing today?
How y'all doing?
You know, we're coming to you all from a split screen. You know, we're in the middle of, winter weather here in DC. So, it wasn't safe for us to travel today.
Listen, I'm gonna go ahead and tell the truth, shame the devil. So, it wasn't even about being safe. I do believe that Miss Bianca does need to, she's on her last leg as far as this battery is concerned.
Yeah, and what you don't need to be is stuck out there in the middle of the mess.
Yeah, no, we don't need to be stuck outside. No, not at all. So that's where we are. But it's the miracle and the joy of technology and the convenience of it. It works. Like we are.
Yes, come through technologicals.
Like we're right here. You know what I mean? Like I'm looking at them now.
Like, right here. I'm looking at you like what? What's up?
What's up?
What's up? What's up? What's up?
What's up?
What's up? What's up? Hey, all right. There we go. Yeah, so it was so welcome to episode 124 of the BGKH Show. I am Dominion.
I am Epic.
So, we keep, we're slowly growing our brands and our family. And, so, Epic, why don't you tell the kids what the BGKH stands for?
Okay, so listen, let me go ahead and tell y'all what this stands for. I just want y'all to understand. Mm-hmm. So, listen, it's BGKH, right?
Right.
So the B stands for blacks.
Black. Like
listen, you was black if you was watching motherfucking A Different World in the motherfucking 90s and the 2000s and stuff, and you know about this.
I see you with your Hillman College sweatshirt on.
Yes, right. So that's for the blacks. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. So then the G. The G is for wait a minute, get into it.
I'm listening.
The gays, honey.
The gays, as in Nob Hill and Delta Elite and Trax and Bachelor's Mill and Edge and Wet. As in the gays, honey, as in the back in the day, as in the get it together, as in, if you are a gentleman of a certain age, your pedal pushers and your white tank top and your flayed eyebrows. Now, I didn't ever get into none of that because, I was, it's only recently that I have, become comfortable, doing those sorts of things.
Bitch, let me tell you something.
I just had a kind of body that looked good in a wife beater and pedal pushers.
Bitch, let me tell you, because there was a time, bitch, when I was wearing a wife beater, of course, with a shirt over top of it.
Of course, because you're a lady.
But there was a time, honey, where me and Clear Mascara, it was like a whole lot of shit going on. But we'll come back to that. We'll come back to that.
Hallelujah.
But what we're going to talk about now is the K in the BGKH. What that stands for the kinky people. Now, if you all look over, right, the kinky people. Kinky people.
No. So you got to put tight.
You got to put. So the kinky people.
No, hold on.
Let me hold on.
There you go. In and out. In and out. In and out.
Let me get a few little items. Wait, let me get a few little items of what the kinky is. Okay, sorry. Mm-hmm. Come show what the kinky is. Wait.
Just in and out. And then once you get all the way in, jazz hands. There you go. Cool. So it's, you start out here.
So some of the kinky people. So these are some of the kinky peoples. Mm-hmm. Some nipple clips. This is a This is a little broke down one, but this is one for display, so we want to use that out here. Got some nipple clip, So I'm just saying, just a few little things.
Something, it's a Saturday,
It's a starter kit. I mean, that's all.
With the family, of course.
Right. And so, with all that being said about the blacks, the gays, and also the kinky people, including all of us, that makes us all
human. There we go.
That's what it is. That's what the BGKH stands for. So, I see. Oh my God! I see a whole bunch of people in the room.
Yes, I see everybody is joining us. We got
what's going on,
girl? Eccentric. We got Coyote. We got K Philly in the house.
Oh my goodness, we got a lot of people in here. Wait a minute. Hold up, bougie girl. Now wait a minute. Now, if you want one, I can get you one, but baby, this is mine.
Listen, exactly. We can show you where the websites are, and
right,
how to procure stuff, even how to perhaps procure new stuff. Although I'm not really going to do them very much anymore because, so the toys that they really sell, so they don't sell toys like that. They're not selling, Japanese clover nipple clamps. They're not selling, good play size dildos. They're selling that stuff for the introductory kids that are like, oh my god, this dildo is so big, I can barely take it. Oh my god! Like I tried the last one that they sent me on the slave, and he was like, I was like, so before we do this, right? I'm gonna need you to give your best Greta Garbo. I want you listen. I want to see oohs and ahs.
As I put this isn't necessarily a starter kit.
Hold it up next to your face. And look how big that is compared to his face. Now, Epic does have a big head. I mean, huge. He said that girl.
But listen, wait.
But look how big that dildo is next to his big ass head.
I'll even give you some comparisons just so that we're clear. Mm-hmm. I happen to have an actual ruler here. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and take this and we're going to measure from the base all the way up to the head.
There you go. And what's that, 9?
That's 9. And then we're going to do a little circumference. We're going to go around. Let's see if we can get around. We got, this is 6 3/4.
Oh, okay. So that's a good little something.
It's 6 3/4. It's about 6 3/4. So it's cute.
I mean, we all have bigger ones, but that's a good functional one. Now, the one I had was about 1. It was just barely 4.5, 5 inches around. So it was a little, what you think sounds big until you really hold it up to something big, and then you realize it ain't much.
Baby, listen, I'm gonna give you an idea. This is a CD case. Don't laugh at my CD case because I'm actually transferring some music into my iTunes. So listen, I'm gonna put this in comparison to this CD case, just to give you all a comparison.
Bam.
So there it is. And but that's what we got going on. So, but hey, Really B, listen,
thank you for Really B, because Really B shares our show every week because I see it in the notification that she shares the show. So thank you so much, and I'm still enjoying those melts that you sent over. So those were quite lovely.
I still have some of mine left over, and but thank you, Really B. And actually, if you hit me up. Just text me, girl. I got you. Just we'll talk about that, but I got you. So, but
we'll show you all of the places to go and get you some. But you got a sexy old man. You about to get married. You don't need these dildos.
Well, wait, but that's not. They don't listen. We don't know what goes on.
I mean, I don't need to get in the whole business. If that's what y'all do together, that's fine.
Right.
But, I seen her husband. He's a large person.
Listen, she's married now, or at least on her way to being married now. So, she got, they're going to do what they do. I'm here for it.
He liked it, so he put a ring on it.
Exactly. Now, listen, if he has a brother or a cousin or something that, he likes, all this, just let me know.
Tyra said, I have a drawer.
Wait, Tyra, don't feel bad because over my shoulder, while that may look like a nice reading nook, inside of that drawer is probably 14 to 15 different looks that are that's all I must say. So I'm gonna leave it at that.
No, Really B, we're talking to Bougie Girl, not you.
Not
Bougie Girl won't get married. Listen, yes. Really B was like, I am not getting married. I am not getting married.
I mean, but listen, I appreciate y'all coming in here, spending time with us every single week. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, and we're gonna jump right into some stuff. I have posted information about the Super Bowl, because the Super Bowl was this past weekend, and we're gonna talk about a whole bunch of other things. But before we do that, let's do what we normally do. So, Dominion, how was your week?
My week was good. I'm settling into the groove with this job. They be trying it, and they be expecting me to be up and at 'em and at work and shit. And that's like, girl, it's 9:00. You mean I gotta be up and actually working? Okay. But so every night before I go to bed, I'm like, all right, so when is my first meeting? If my first meeting isn't until 11, I don't even be stressed. I'll be like, whatever. But if my first meeting is at 9, I'd be like, all right, here we are. Let's go. Here we go. Let's do this.
I know the feeling.
I'm getting my groove down. So, that's cool. Other than that, everything is cool. I'm still working on this article for Recon that is like 3 weeks late, and everything is cool with that. I've started celebrating. We're in the middle of what are we on, day 43? Day 43 of 50 days to 50 years. So, it's funny as I started to go back and look at stuff, because I used to think I didn't have a lot of pictures of myself. But then when I go back and look through all of these old photo albums that my mother had and stuff, I have pictures, and you start to see trends and stuff. And it was like, so like yesterday, I was like, so what am I going to talk about today? And as I was going through these pictures, I was like, yeah, I do like to wear a suit. And I used to think that, it was only been recently that I started wearing 3-piece suits. But apparently I have been wearing 3-piece suits since I was 2 years old. Like, I literally don't own 2-piece suits. Every suit that I own is a 3-piece suit. And so I was like, oh, so that's always been, sort of my thing. And you don't really think about those things, but when you start to look back over your life and reflect, you start to see patterns. Like, you could see, like, a couple of them. I used to think that, like, literally one day I just woke up and started having these gay feelings. But then when you look back in the pictures, you can start to see the little gay boys at 7, 8, and 9. It was like, yeah, she was a little, she wasn't a queen, but she was.
I mean, your 3-piece pamper gave it away.
See what?
Your 3-piece suit pamper gave it away. I'm just saying.
Well, it's fashion, honey. It's fashion. It's comme des garçons. I mean, really. It's fashion. It's fashion, Brenda. So yeah, I mean, and I'm enjoying, this journey and looking back, and especially since both of my parents are passed, so there's no one, besides me and my sister. There's no one that has shared that shared that experience with me, of my whole life, so I can't go back and be like, hey mom, remember when, because no one's here. So it hasn't been sad at all. I don't want to make it sound like I've been sad about it, but it's been an interesting journey, and I'm looking forward to the rest of it.
Trust me, I get it. I absolutely get it. And I am probably 2 steps, not even 2 steps, but like maybe a half a step away from where you are. Because again, both my dad is deceased. My mom is, while she's still here physically and mentally, she's not. And so memories and things that I would have with her, no, not so much. My sister's already, deceased as well. So it's kind of like, so I already recognize that it's just me. And I have family. Let me be clear. We've talked about my family and how I feel right now about my family and where I'm at with them. But, again, still something different from there are some things you definitely share with your family, but there are some things in your nuclear family that you share and you cherish. So,
of course,
there it is.
So how's your week going?
My week was good. Actually, you know what? Today is my Friday because of how things went with work for me.
Yeah, and Monday's a holiday, so boom.
Exactly. So I worked the extra day that we are, because my job is cut our hours or whatever, and so it has to balance out. And even though it's not in the same pay period, they wound up saying you might as well take 2 days off, and I was like, great. On top of they told me I might as well take 1 extra day off on top of my regularly scheduled day off, which is also Friday, which means that because we have a holiday on Monday, I not only am I off Thursday and Friday and Monday, so it is a long weekend. And I was like, I am hype. I was like, what am I gonna do? And then I was like,
nothing.
Go to the Safeway, maybe.
Right, because it's President's Day weekend, so normally I would be wrapping it up at work and be like, I'm gonna be out. They're gonna be like, but you're only in Florida, bitch. I am inaccessible.
Yeah.
Let's just be clear, because I would have already rented my house and I would be, packing. I would just be now starting to pack because, I would have my 6 a.m. flight because, the best time to fly is in the morning because that's the least chance for you to miss, for the flight to be delayed or anything. And I would get there and I would be at this house and people are like, why you rent this whole house? I was like, so I could walk around naked in this whole 1,500 square foot house all by myself and sit in this pool and sit in this hot tub all by myself. And then I could call a few people over and hang out. But listen, President's Day weekend was normally my recuperative from MAL.
But listen, about this 6 a.m. flight situation, I'm gonna let you go on that one. So I'll do like a 10 or 11, but 6 a.m.
10 and 11, that's when the delays start to pile up. See, even before I worked for the airline, that when if the plane is flying out to Florida in the morning and it's the first flight out, that plane has arrived last night. So that plane is already there and on the tarmac. So unless there's some shitty fucked up weather here in DC or wherever it is you're leaving from, the chances of your flight getting canceled is small. But if there is a delay, so once I get to Florida, then that plane flies back here to bring somebody else, then goes somewhere and then comes to pick you up for your 11 a.m. flight. There could be delays and cancellations and all sorts of stuff. And you've done that. That has happened to you where we've been like, well, where is Epic?
That has happened to me
because get to my destination and check in and take a day nap. And
but you know why that has happened?
I'm at my destination.
That has happened. Now, one thing I am adamant about is I'm adamant about a direct flight. But that has happened when I have to do layovers. I hate a layover. And I definitely hate layovers that are less than an hour because, like you, my experience with the airline industry, and it wasn't me, it was my mom, and I was able to list on flights. Anything that had a layover and it was less than an hour, I was like, and I have luggage going to eat the bottom of it. No, that's not going to work. If it has a layover and I have my carry-on with me and that's it, then I'm good. I'll try it. But that layover with luggage, no, I'm not good with that. And
who was very cute about that was Delta. So even though I work for United Airlines, there was a couple of times where for personal reasons I flew Delta. And I hadn't flown Delta in a long time. And, if you have the Delta app, they scan, because they scan each bag, but Delta's system is so coordinated that when they scan your bag, they send you a notification that says your bag is now on this flight.
Okay.
So even when I was going somewhere, and of course I had to fly through Atlanta because if you fly Delta, everything goes through Atlanta. And then so when I ran a course at breakneck speed, because whenever you make a connection through Delta, you never land at C15 and your connecting gate is C17. Your connecting gate is Z26. So you got to get all the way from the end of the concourse back to the train, get on the train 3 or 4 stops, and then get all the way out to that one. And so by the time I got there, I was like, girl, let me tell you, if they miss my bag, boop, bag was done. And then they said, turn off your electronics and boom, there we go.
See, and I see Coyotes on here talking about that is the best time to fly. Well, listen, y'all go ahead and get y'all flights together because we had this conversation about going out of the country. Now, I also understand that going out of the country, flight times don't vary. So, I mean, I just do what the hell I got to do. But I'm not going to be a happy, awake camper. But
I'm not either. And so that's also, unless the plane is falling out the sky, I don't really need to be awake. Because like when they come by with that little cart, because unless you're sitting in first class. What?
Who sleeps on the plane?
Me. Bitch, me. Let me tell you, unless the plane is falling out of the sky, don't wake me. Because if you're not flying first class, you're not getting a full breakfast. Now, I will stay awake when I'm flying first class because I want when they were like, "Sir, do you want something to drink?" I'll be like, "Yes, I will have a mimosa," and keep them coming because they're free. But if you're not flying first class, they give you, you get your little half a bagel and your little tiny cup of cream cheese and whatever. Girl, I will get something to eat when I land. So don't even wake me for that bullshit because it's just not even worth it.
I generally don't even like to sleep on flights, and I don't see him in here. But Maximus and I have had some escapades where we have traveled all over, and that bitch will not sit next to me on a flight
because you've been trying to talk and shit on the fucking plane.
No, it's not about talk. Listen, a bitch don't like turbulence, and I get it. I know we're up in the air. I know I get all that. But bitch, I can't go to sleep because I need to see what's going on. It's something about, I think for me, it's about, which is another reason why I want to sit next to a window so I can spatially adjust and see where I am. Not that it's going to make that much of a difference, but for me, I just feel like I need to know if I'm level, like where do I go? Like which direction? Like I need to figure that out. I don't know what that is, but And then Mike, a brownie? Oh no, baby, listen, 007, Orion, Gray, they set me up one time. We went to an amusement park and we fucking had a quarter of a brownie. When I tell you, Apollo's chariot never scared the shit out of me so much. Oh my god!
Had you
oh my god! I cannot. No, ma'am. So I can't even imagine on a plane. Nope, not gonna happen. Nope.
Listen, nope. I will if I for whatever reason. Because if I'm really, what you got to, for me, is the perfect balance of being just tired enough so that I could sleep on the plane, but not being so tired that I can't sleep. So I will always pack a Tylenol PM so that can knock me out if necessary. And I always cut it in half beforehand so that, if it's like a 2-hour flight, I'm not going to take a whole fucking, but if it's like a 3 or 4 hour flight, let me take this Tylenol PM. I'm going to be good to go. Give me my glass of orange juice and I'll be good to go. But I take that window seat because, I'm broad-shouldered and I do not want to be sitting in the aisle, had this bitch with this cart keep bumping up against me the whole fucking time. So I want to sit by the window. I can nestle into the window with my pillow and be asleep and not be bothered.
Well, I just want to sit next to the window because I want to see I need to see where I'm at. That's why I like to sit next to the window.
It's clouds. There's nothing to see.
It works for me, but
I appreciate that. So, next time we take a trip together, we will have saved our coins and we will fly first class and then we'll be good to go. Because let me tell you, 2 or 3 mimosas and a couple of vodka cranberries will put you out too on the plane. So,
well, I mean, I will be awake, but the moment I hit the ground, I'll be like, "Ooh, I am so tired." But as soon as I realize I'm on the ground, I'm at the destination I want to get to, I'm like, bitch, I'm awake, just like that. And I'm
right. But then once so then you just got to stay awake as long until you get to your destination. Then once you get to your destination, I'm always like, girl, wake me up in about 3 hours and then I'm good to go. So I'm all refreshed. I feel like Miss Vita Bohem, it's like, that feels better.
Right.
Go into the restroom and come out with a whole new outfit and everything is changed and I'm ready to go.
Yeah. But, so other than that, the week has been good for me. I haven't had too much of a stressful thing. The snow I'm looking forward to, but then also not looking forward to. But
how much snow are we getting, girl? I don't even watch the news no more.
So it is predicted that we should be getting anywhere between 1 to 3 inches, but it's supposed to be snowing for the next 3 days.
Oh, good to know.
So
I got plenty of food and shit here in the house. So there we go.
Yeah, we shall see. So
probably get some orange juice. I might have to run to Wegmans.
But other than that, it was good though. So, but so let's jump into some of the stuff for the night. I don't know.
For sure. What do you want to do first?
So I don't know if everybody checked out. There was a post that was made about the Super Bowl because the Super Bowl was this past weekend. Yes. And actually, let me clarify. For me, it was Janet Jackson Appreciation Day.
Yes,
but for the rest of the world,
Janet Jackson Appreciation Day.
Right. For many other people in the world, it may have been Super Bowl Sunday, and that's great. And congratulations to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They've defeated the Woodham people, Kansas City people.
The Chiefs, Kansas City Chiefs. Yes.
Yeah, them. They defeated
it's all
them.
Football, honey, to me. So there we go.
Yeah. So I mean, but the thing that I was looking forward to was the halftime show. Did you check out the halftime show?
I didn't watch any of it. I heard about, the weekend's foolishness, but I didn't watch any of it. I heard it was a mess.
His foolishness was absolutely chaotic, out of bounds, foul.
Yeah, I heard it looked like he was high. Not that he was high, but like the performance was just crazy.
It was a lot going on, and so we had found this article on Vulture talking about Super Bowl halftime shows since 1993, and it's been 29 of them, and so they kind of ranked them, and so we posted on the page to show what they were ranking or how they were ranked, and so just to go through a couple of them. Tell us in the comments what was your favorite Super Bowl halftime show. We'll see how it ranks on the list here. But I'm just going to skim through and show and talk about a couple of them. They had over the years they've had a plethora of people. So they had Phil Collins and the Rolling Stones and Clint Black and Tanya Tucker, Gloria Estefan, Stevie Wonder. I mean, they had a whole bunch of people. Bruce Springsteen. All these people. Of course, they had Beyonce, they had Michael, they had Diana, all these people, and they had them ranked. And so I laughed because they had The Weeknd, who just performed, out of the 29, ranked at like number 16.
Which, first of all, I'm looking for Gloria Estefan.
So she's at number 4.
Yes, as long as Gloria Estefan was rated higher than The Weeknd, because I still remember Gloria Estefan turned that motherfucking Super Bowl out.
But see, remember, you're going from the worst to the highest.
No, I get that. So Gloria Estefan is number 13, and The Weeknd was number 16. So I mean, I guess I'm all right with that.
No, Gloria Estefan is 24.
No, there's 2. So, maybe it was a Miami Sound Machine. So, all right. So, then this is wrong because Stevie Wonder, by definition, is better than The Weeknd. Just anything Stevie Wonder does. So,
exactly.
This list is just illegitimate off the top. So, I'm not even that big of a Rolling Stones fan. But you're gonna tell me the Rolling Stones didn't give a better show than The Weeknd? No, girl. So, I'm not even. This whole list is illegitimate.
Well, but hold on. But see, here's the interesting thing. They had Michael Jackson. Listed at number. So let's talk about the top 10. They had at 10 Lady Gaga. At number 9. So Lady Gaga, I remember because she did the one where she actually looks like she jumped off skydived off the top of the stage.
Yes, I remember it now. Yeah.
All right. Michael Jackson. Everything about Michael Jackson's performance was absolutely legendary.
Well, boom, of course.
Yeah. So So then they did Coldplay, Beyonce, and Bruno Mars. Now
that was hot. I still remember that. That was hot.
Yeah, it was cute. It was real cute. But then they also had Janet as well at number 7. But they had that included Justin, Jessica Simpson, Kid Rock, Nelly, and P Diddy. It was a whole big to do, and a lot of
honestly, no shade. I mean, yes, we celebrate Janet Jackson Appreciation Day for several reasons, but other than her titty popping out, I don't really remember anything about that performance. Though it wasn't a memorable performance to me. Ooh, this is awkward. It's awkward all of a sudden.
I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to dash on over that, and I'm going to just go back to this list.
I mean, no shade. I mean, but I just honestly don't remember it as being a remarkable performance.
Janet doesn't do unremarkable.
Doesn't she, though?
She doesn't.
When she did that icon performance and she looked like she was wearing a bunch of rags.
She was wearing all white in the icon performance.
A bunch of white rags. Okay, sure.
It was a white pair of white jeans and a white ripped shirt and a white leather jacket.
Rags. Right, got it. Rags.
No,
we
the rags were in black.
All right. So number 6 was Diana Ross. Of course, Diana Ross. Of course, Diana Ross.
So Diana Ross's thing was absolutely. Do you remember Diana Ross when they had her on the stage? They were lifting her up, and her gown was like this. Well, no, like while she was singing though, she had this long gown on, and as they lifted her up, it got larger and larger and larger. Do you remember that part of it?
And she left with the helicopter too. Yeah.
Yes. And she, but it was amazing. Yes. They even had Katy Perry listed at being better than Diana Ross.
Yeah, I don't remember that, and that's a negative. So,
but wait, no. But that's the year that Katy Perry was on there with Missy Elliott. So I like that. That year was banging. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
So then they had Aerosmith, NSYNC, Britney Spears, Mary J. Blige, and Nelly at number 4, and they also had Beyonce again with Destiny's Child in 2013, where the lights went out. Now, bitch, I'm not even going to sit back and say.
I remember the lights going out. I remember it was an awesome performance.
Yes, and when Kelly and Michelle popped up, bitch, I was like, okay. But I felt like Keisha Cole, because I remember Keisha Cole saying, "Oh my God, Beyonce's on stage," and Beyonce and Kelly on stage. Then all of a sudden, here comes Michelle fucking up the groove. I was like,
K. Michelle don't need to be talking about nobody, but okay, here we go. All right, and then Madonna did give a good performance. It was a good performance. I don't know if it's the number 2 performance ever.
Well, I don't know about that. I definitely don't know about that. But then they had the number 1 performance as being Prince in 2007. Now, I'm a Prince fan and I like Prince, but I don't know if he was number 1. I think I probably would have gone with Michael or Diana as number 1.
Yeah, I really would have put Diana as the best one of the best performances.
Yeah, so but I'm good with my girl being in the top 10. I'm fine with that because there are people that did other things that was amazing. So I'm good with that. But so I just found that interesting. So
did you speaking of Super Bowl, did y'all see did you see the commercial with my 2 husbands?
Which commercial?
Jake from State Farm and Drake.
Oh yeah, I saw a Facebook advertisement for a Planta Rosa production. I was like, oh, it said Jake and Drake. I was like, oh, I would watch that video. Mm-hmm.
I would so watch it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wait. So I see. Listen, Tyra. I feel it in my spirit. You saying Prince? I feel it in my spirit. Did any of you who are Prince fans? Did y'all happen to go to the Verizon Center when he performed at the Verizon Center? This was about maybe This was in the 90s, I think it was. And he turned the lights off inside of the motherfucking Verizon Center. It may have been called the MCI Center at that particular point, but he turned the lights off and he sang Adore in the complete and total darkness.
I missed that one.
It was everything. It was everything.
Yeah.
Listen,
but
there were so many sets of panties being thrown in on that stage. I feel sorry for the cleanup crew.
Also, speaking of panties thrown, did you see the commercial for Alexa? Yes, Coyote. With Michael B. Jordan.
Yes, that was very cute. That was a very cute commercial.
It was very hot.
Very
it was. Here's the thing. Michael B. Jordan is not unattractive to me, but I don't go in for him like the way some of the girls do. She don't really. I mean, listen, now Michael B. Jordan was standing right here next to me or sitting right here next to me. I'd be like, okay, we have to go now. But I'm not stupid. But it just doesn't. I just don't. Something about him. He seems like he looks like a little kid to me still.
Yeah, you know what? There are some celebrities that still have that look like a kid, like they're playing dress up. Keisha Knight Pulliam, she's a grown woman, a mother, an actress, but she still to me gives me that feeling of being a little kid.
Well, we also saw her as a little kid, so we know exactly what Tyra said. I'd lick him. I mean, of course, I would too. I mean,
but wait a minute. Eccentric was like he needed 8 of those Alexas and all State Farm insurance.
Oh, can you imagine? Oh, my Lord.
Yeah, it would be a bit.
Yeah.
Right.
So that was it about the Super Bowl. I want to talk real quickly about this girl, Tessica Brown. So apparently she was trying to do a press-on ponytail and slick her hair back, and she ran out of what I guess it's called Gorilla Glue. which is, or whatever the shit is called that people put in their hair when they want to, slick it down. Gorilla snot. I don't even know why someone will put that in their hair, but okay, fine. So, but she ran out of that and she put Gorilla Glue, the adhesive spray, in her hair. So let's stop right there. So for me, here's the issue. I don't know nothing about the things that humans put. I was going to say women, but men put stuff in their hair too. The stuff that humans put in their hair, other than the stuff that, people put in their beard. So, okay. But I can guarantee you that they don't sell Gorilla Glue at Sally's Beauty Supply or May's Beauty Supply or Nobody Beauty Supply store.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry. Thank you for that correction, both the eccentric and bougie girl. It's not Gorilla. So Gorilla Snot was something that she could have used. What she was looking for was this stuff called Got to Be Glued, and it's a really, really strong adhesive. Lots of people use it for lace front wigs, but same thing.
But the point is, they don't sell Gorilla Glue in the beauty supply store. No way, no shape, no form. Even if you're shopping at Walmart, the Gorilla Glue is sold in the hardware section, which is always on the other side of the store from the fucking beauty supply section. So there is no way that she could have mistaken Gorilla Glue for Got to Be Glued or Gorilla Snot or whatever. And so there's that. And then now she's going to sue. And I'm like, but why? Because the shit says avoid contact with eyes, skin, blah, blah, blah. And she says, well, the directions weren't clear. I was like, girl, you were putting it on your scalp. Your scalp is your skin.
But wait a minute. I live for Gorilla Glue's response because they tweeted out a statement and it said, we are very sorry to hear about the unfortunate incident that Ms. Brown experienced using our spray adhesive on her hair. We are glad to see in her recent video that Ms. Brown has received medical treatment from her local medical facility and wish her the best. But they said the company still goes on to reiterate that this product is not indicated for use in or on hair as is considered permanent. So basically they were like, thanks, girl, but sorry about your
right. She says she's considering she hired an attorney and is weighing litigation against Gorilla Glue because while the product's label warns against using on eyes, skin, or clothing, it does not mention hair, the outlet reports. It's like, girl, well, where the fuck do you think your hair is attached to? And then, so here's my thing. If I had done that, first of all, I would have never gotten on TV or on the TikToks or on the interwebs and told people that I was a moron. So, because essentially that's what she did. Second, the shit looked fine. I mean, it just looked like she had a really hard set. And just wait for the shit to grow out, because eventually it'll grow out. And then you're going to have, it wasn't going to grow out.
So let me tell you what. Listen, let me tell you what this cement. This is literally like crazy glue. So when you put it on your head, that adhesive, all it does is it gels your hair down to your scalp and everything else. So it is stuck. It is in your pores. It is like,
I guess so. So now she's saying she's traveling to, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, and I was about to say, and so the problem is her hair won't necessarily grow out. What happens is her follicles are going to start growing down into her hair, like ingrown hairs and infection. That's why she has these headaches that she's been having.
Oh my God.
Because it's already started.
Listen, because she had already been living with it for a month when she actually sought this solution. But I still wouldn't have told nobody. I would have just gotten it taken care of and then just be like, whatever. But like Eccentric said, yeah, I mean, the shit was laid.
Yeah, now Eccentric, it was cute. Like, it was cute. I was like, come on.
If you hadn't told me that you would use fucking Gorilla Glue, I'd have been like, okay, bitch, I see you with your hard set.
She even had her little baby hairs all together and stuff. I said, come on, girl.
Right. And then I was just like, girl, this is foolishness and fuckery on a new level. So I don't even really know what to tell you. So sorry about it.
Listen, I wish her luck though, and I hope that this plastic surgeon in LA is able to help her. So I hope I sending positive healing energies or unsticky feelings to you to make it to come out. So
right.
That's
so. Next up, let's talk about y'all's former president. So the second impeachment trial began today. Yesterday, they decided, the Senate voted 56-44. Well, hey, look, it's old One Eye.
Oh my God, Popeye's on. Oh my God, hey Popeye.
Come on, One Eye.
Hey, Popeye.
He still hasn't explained to us how he ended up with that patch on his eye. I'm assuming some sex-related accident.
Yeah, listen, don't get it in your eye. It burns. It stings from what I heard.
Right. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying. So was it you or Roman nutted in your eye like that? And now your eye got all swole.
It's better. Swollen cornea. Oh no. Okay, so wait a minute. We don't need you. Yeah, I mean, this sounds a lot serious. Like right now, you're talking about a swollen cornea. What?
All right, girl. Listen, the girls be trying to do the most. Did you use some Gorilla Glue in your eye? Too much dry air. Listen, I had that problem too. So when last time I went to the eye doctor a couple of weeks ago, he gave me you can get over the counter the dry eye drops to use. And also he's got me taking these fish oil tablets because that will give you more so you're not supposed to sleep in your contacts. You need to take them contacts out every night. I mean, really? A lot of people do sleep in their contacts, but that is one of the side effects is the chronic dry eye. So start taking your contacts out at night. And then also my doctor gave me these omega-3 fish oil pills to take, which had the side effect of, it's good for heart health and other stuff too. But what it also does is help increase the moisture in your eye.
Lord, listen, Link. So we feel better. Like hopefully it is quick to heal and get you back out there so you can see everything that you got to do for the next next 97 years. So
you know what it was. See, she was trying to be cute in the gym. She was trying to show her little body off to her little gym buddies and be cute. And so she wanted to wear her contact lenses and not her glasses and be cute and walking around all buff and shit with her contact lenses. And see what happened when you try to be cute? Now you can't see. See, look at you. Now you
know what? Let me go ahead and put my glasses on now because I can't.
Right.
Listen.
Right. Your ass has had glasses almost three-quarters of this show and you don't never wear them. We be places and Chet be like, and Epic be like this.
Bitch, you's a lie. You's a lie. You's a lie.
Like what?
Lie.
Child, look how thick them lenses are. It's reflecting and shit. Look at that. I could see the whole world through them lenses.
Bitch, you tried it. You tried it. You are trying my very essence. You tried it. Now, wait a minute. Okay, there we go. I had to readjust. Okay, here we go. So,
and then, you know what it is? Really, honestly, when you first start wearing progressive bifocals, it takes a minute to get used to, but eventually it'll be second nature.
Bitch, let me tell you something. I'm still not walking down the steps in these glasses.
Well, if you wear them, you gotta commit to wearing them. You can't take them off and then put them back on. You have to commit to wearing them.
I see better. In fact, these are more so for long distance. So I'm gonna set them right here. So that's what we're gonna do. So that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay, girl. All right. This, ladies and gentlemen, is why we only let Epic drive when there's like long stretches of road when you don't have to like follow the directions because Listen, do not make me call
who you gonna call?
Do not make me call Deviant. Do not make me call not K9.
Don't make me
call Cujo. Because girl, when we was in that car on our way to Atlanta, you was like, Skirt!
So for the record, both of the people that you just mentioned, including yourself, all drive like Racer X. If I drive like Speed Racer, so let's not do that. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. We're not doing that. And we have been 27 hours when we were driving down to Atlanta, and a bitch was tired.
Let's just be clear. I will put my driving record up against your driving record any day.
Well, bitch, that's fine. My driving record has nothing to do with how the fuck I'm going to drive. Now, listen, when I say that only because I will drive you and get you to the point.
Listen to the caveats, ladies and gentlemen. Listen to the caveat.
No. There's no caveat. I will drive and get you to the point you say you need to get to, but I will do it the fastest way that I can. Now, I'm gonna tell you to keep your seatbelt on. I'm gonna tell you to hold on to the handlebar. I'm gonna just say, get in, sit down, shut up, and hold on. That's it. That's all I need you to do. That's it.
Okay, got it. All right. So yesterday, the House voted 56 to 44 that the Senate does indeed have the power to hold a former official for impeachment, and the impeachment managers, including Congressman Jamie Raskin from Maryland. I'm like, girl, really? He got this big ass bald spot in the back and then got a little strip of hair here. I was like, girl, just let it go. Just cut this all off and just do your whole Yul Brynner thing, because this is okay, but whatever. They mentioned that, there were several impeachments that happened during the lifetimes of the founding fathers, and they were all of former officials. So you would think that if the intent of the Constitution was that you can't hold people who formerly held office for impeachment, you would think that the people who wrote and signed the Constitution would have said something when the shit was brought to them as an actual case. So the precedent has been set by the founders of this country, the people who wrote and signed the Constitution, that you can hold someone who used to hold office, for an impeachment trial. So,
but you know what this is? This is actually an attempt to actually just change the motherfucking Constitution to fit the needs of one specific party.
Right. Because, let's be clear. If this had been Barack Obama, or if, God forbid, Hillary had gotten in and some low key shit, like, literal, Hillary had, been caught flipping somebody off, or somebody when they pissed her off or something, they'd have been like, this is the greatest crime in, the whole world. I mean, this man literally fomented the revolution. But anyway, so, all right. So today they've been talking and showing more video and all of that. And first of all,
the video manager, the House video manager, that presentation
was flawless.
Oh my God.
Was flawless. And the defense, y'all president's lawyers got up there. First of all, he was like, I just want everyone to know that the presentation by our opponents was so good that we got up and changed our whole strategy. He literally said that. He literally said in front of people that the presentation of the other side was so good that it made us go back and rethink what we want to say. Then they proceeded to say some bullshit anyway. So I was like, if you rewrote everything to this, I could only imagine how terrible what you were going to say before was. So yeah, that was some old bullshit.
Wow.
But it is interesting that 6 Republican senators did cross over to vote. So we really just need to find 4 more.
I think that many of them are afraid, because listen, anytime the former sitting vice president is afraid, there are plenty of people in the House and the Senate that are not speaking out, or speaking out against what is that are not speaking up for what is right, because they are afraid for their lives. And I think that is actually a very real thing right now.
Well, then here's my thing. If you don't want to go on board as here's my thing. Everybody, people always want to be Billy Badass. This is the whole thing about internet culture. Everybody want to talk big when there's no consequences. People want to talk shit on Twitter and say whatever. And then, when people who aren't part of the political, people always would say, how can you say my friend so-and-so when you just talk shit about them? It's like, well, because you still got to maintain a relationship and this is all just a political game. But like people say, well, how could Kamala Harris now be the vice president to this man after she said all of this other stuff? It's like, because that's the game that it's playing. I mean, and plus you got your own political ambitions. So, even if you don't like a bitch, listen.
If it's going to get you to where you need to get to, play the game.
Right. So you play the game. But people who aren't living in Washington, that aren't playing this political game, believe and they buy into that hatred on a visceral level. And so now you've created this beast where now you can't, because you've created this culture where you talked all of this violence, and the people in a position to actually live out this violence now have all these guns. And so now you can't actually say anything, because when you take your ass back to Wyoming, now you got to be afraid that, because you can get security at your house in DC because you can live wherever, you be in this enclave or whatever, but you don't have that same level of protection in Wyoming or Minnesota or wherever the fuck it is you live. And so now you've got to worry that these bozos who you've empowered with your words and actions now will come to your house, because all of a sudden they're going to realize that you sold them out, or that you've been leading them along all this time, and you're playing some sort of a game. So fuck them. That's what I'm saying.
All I know is I'm still going to sit back and see how this is going. I'm going to sit back and see what color the wall going to be next, because this is going to be a very interesting. It's going to be a very interesting trial. Hopefully it's fast and it's actually, I just want to see what the end result is going to be. Cause I do not have any indication that this is going to be, the result of this is going to be what I think it should be.
Yeah, I doubt it will be as well, but it establishes what it is. People will be put on the record as, for what they have. And, even if your president isn't found guilty for this, this has to go forward. It can't just be allowed to just be like, oh, okay, we're just going to let it slide. Even if they say we should let it slide, we can't say it's a slidable offense. So, all right. So we got to dash through a couple of these things pretty quick. So a YouTuber named Timothy Wilkes was killed in a prank with a butcher knife. So this 20-year-old named Timothy Wilkes, who does pranks on his YouTube channel, approached a group of people with his friend in front of Urban Air Trampoline and Adventure Park on Friday night. He and his friend held butcher knives and attempted to scare the people. One man in the group named David Starnes pulled out a gun and shot Wilkes. When police arrived on the scene at 9:25 and questioned Starnes, he said that he believed he and his friends were in danger and shot Wilkes in self-defense. No charges have been filed, but the police say they're still investigating. And I say good for David Starnes, because this is people do dumb shit all the fucking time. Just today, I don't know if you follow NBC4, our local NBC station, and it might have been on other stations, but just today, the police responded to a report of some man covered in blood. And when they got on the scene and got to the dude, he hopped up and laughed and said it was a YouTube prank.
See, that's what exactly.
And if they had shot that dude, or if someone had gotten shot or something had happened, it's all on that person's fault. So fuck that guy. Listen, Timothy Wilkes' family, did he die?
Yes, he's dead. He's dead.
Well, yeah, he was killed. Listen, so Timothy Wilkes' family can mourn him, but I do not, because he did some dumb shit. And what like Tyra say, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Because this is entirely avoidable. It's entirely avoidable. Because if I have a gun if me and you and a bunch of our friends are out and you approach us with a gun, at a minimum, we're going to rush your ass. And we are going to fuck you up because you have threatened us. And like, let's say we were like at the Eagle and like you were standing. Well, by the way, rest in peace, the Eagle, because she got demolished today. So she's leveled now. But let's say we were somewhere in the Eagle and someone was in there with a big ass butcher knife. And the only way we could get around this person is by like confronting him. And so I'm going to beat the shit out of you because I'm not going to go down with you. And I'm not going to feel sorry when I find out it's a prank because you threatened me. You thought that shit was funny. And then no, girl, that's not how we play this game.
Yeah, no. That's just and I while I do feel bad, I don't feel bad because again, a little bit. You why would you even do that? Like this is 2021. We are so hype right now and such in a very altered mental state that you want to play these games with people. Oh no, bitch! You unfortunately you got what you deserve. So let's not do that. Let's not do that at all.
Link said he'll be the one that'll jump out. Dressed as a clown. I mean, I don't have a fear of a clown, so that don't bother me. So I mean, you sort of run the risk because our brother Real has like a real thing about clowns. We were somewhere.
He's not the only one. There's another one of our so Scrappy has that same thing about clowns as well. And listen, I can't even say that I don't have a fear of clowns. What I don't like is don't jump out in front of me and act like you're ready to do something. And I'm like, bitch, listen, I'm tired. My feet hurt. I'm trying to get in this motherfucking house. Bitch, you in my way. You trying to get in between me and Denny's or me and my motherfucking ice cream. Bitch, get out my face. Like I don't want to get out my face. Quit playing.
About to get bopped.
Yeah, like quit playing. And don't get mad when I give you a 2-piece and a biscuit, bitch, because I'm going to fuck you up. Like I may get cut somewhere, but I'm fucking you up in the process. I'm telling you that.
Right. So 2 people died this week recently. Yeah. So Leon Spinks, former heavyweight champion who beat Muhammad Ali, died at 67. And then Mary Wilson, original member of the Supremes, died at 76. So we want to say rest in peace to them. You know, they're both legends in their respective fields. And, you know.
And we also have to give a shout out to a legend amongst the LGBTQ community.
Yes, you see it on my shirt.
Listen, if any of you listen, her name was you saw her all the time, but if you went to the mill, her name was BB Gatch. And Miss BB would always sit in there with
he was the little short white woman with the red hair. And you like, what is this woman on? What is this woman doing in here? Bitch, she was owning it.
She was the owner of the place. And Miss BB, she was as sweet as you needed her to be, as kind as you needed her to be. But when shit jumped off and shit wasn't right, Miss BB's ass was right up front, like, bitch, fuck you and get out of my like she was. So I appreciate her.
She took no shit.
And she took no shit. So we lost her. And I thank you, Racine, for mentioning that to me and giving me some details on that. So Racine Pendavis, thank you for that if you're watching. But she will be missed. And so I've had several memories at the mill. I don't know about yourself, but I've had
so many memories
at the mill.
Going there and like, listen, because I'm one of them people that like any given Friday night, I'm like, girl, I'm just gonna sit here. I'm not gonna do nothing. And somebody would call me, like my good Bristol Eric would call me and be like, girl, Cedric is at the mill. All right, I'll be ready in 20 minutes. Let's go. Man. And we would go there and be at the mill and just be dancing just all fucking night. And oh my God, and the drinks, them strong ass cocktails.
Listen,
and you get a strong ass cocktail and the music and Cedric, you just feeling it. And everybody is just in their little zone and you just feeling the beat because that bass would just be in you and just everything.
It was. And listen, my first couple drinks that I ever had where I realized that I could hang, I started off with a fuzzy navel. Fuck that shit. I quickly moved on up to a motherfucking iced tea. And so the Bachelor's Mill used to serve these glasses that were about yay tall that were plastic. Right. And baby, by the time I would get an iced tea and they would put so much liquor, they would basically just put mixer in just for the color, if that. And so I would drink about 2 of those and I would get a headache. And so I was sitting there with a headache and I would be holding on to my third drink because I was like, bitch, I'm not going to be outdone by this drink. So I'm usually sitting around with all my good Judys, all my good Bristas, and I'm just sitting around like, okay, bitch, wait, just keep me together, bitch, wait. But let a beat come on, bitch, my ass was on the floor. I was like, hold my drink, bitch, I'll be right back. because that's
how you sweated it out so you could be ready for the next drink.
Bitch, I had to throw it out, but then I come back and finish that drink after I took a nap on the table to finish my third drink. So listen, I've had so many memories there. Rest in peace. I've met some of the most wonderful people in my life, even to this day. And we all hung out at the mill. So listen, that she will be missed. And thank you for your time in the community.
Oh, and also Larry Flint died today.
Oh no! If for many of you that may not know, Larry Flint was the owner and founder and publisher of Hustler magazine, I believe it was.
Yes, and Penthouse, I think.
Or Penthouse. Okay, all right.
I think I definitely Hustler and maybe Penthouse.
Yeah, but so shout out to him because I had a couple moments with a Hustler and a Penthouse magazine too.
Me never.
Wait, I got to share this memory. And I don't know if she's watching, but oh my God, I'm going to get emotional. So Tyra just posted something about her field trip to the mill. So I took my little cousin, and I heard that you guys have probably heard me talking about my little cousin a lot. But her mom just passed, and I call her she was my aunt. Her mom just passed, but I remember taking her to the mill, and we walked in, and all of a sudden, this young lady could not stop staring at my cousin, so she started dancing in front of her. And so she started doing splits on the floor. She was like, "Girl, I want you. I want you." And my cousin was like, "Okay, all right, that's cute. Okay, all right." To this day, she refers to her as red panties because the girl was dancing with a skirt on. She had these red panties on. And she said, "Oh my God, it was the best time I'd ever had in my life. It was the first time I took her out to a gay club with me. And I was very protective of her. But she had such the most wonderful time." So listen, Michelle, listen, baby, I'm sending some good vibes. I don't know if you're watching or not, but I'm sending good vibes because that was a great time. And I thank you for coming. And I'm glad I was able to share that with you. And I'm glad you were able to experience that. So
hallelujah.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else can we hit quickly? All right. So
what about the verses that's coming up?
Yeah, I don't really care about that, but we'll talk about it. You want to mention that?
So listen, these versus battles have been going on. You had Ashanti and versus Keisha Cole. Keisha Cole was late, so I don't even know there was no verses really. It was basically the Ashanti show, but whatever. But so two of the most legendary rappers in the game and have had probably the biggest feud from day one has been Foxy Brown and Lil' Kim. Well,
I mean, I might check it out, but I mean, I'm not like.
Listen, Inga has decided, along with Kimberly Jones, that they were going to do a versus. Now, they said that the paperwork was signed, at least her Inga's brother, Gavin, who you all may know as Foxy Brown, said that the paperwork has been completed. We don't know. We just don't know what a date is. So we have to figure that out. But then one more thing I want to throw in here. Miss Foxy Brown had some sort of issue where she lost her hearing. I'm not sure if it was temporary, and I'm not sure if she's back to being 100%. So it will be interesting to see how this goes whenever they get together, because they're grown women, and I know Kim has a daughter. I don't know if Inga has kids or whatever, but we'll figure it out. But I'm watching it because I liked both of them because Foxy's beats were amazing, huh?
I didn't know Kim had kids.
Kim has a daughter. Yeah, she has a little girl.
Oh,
yeah,
a little girl.
She's probably now maybe 6 or 6.
Really?
Yeah, maybe
just passed me by. I did not know she had kids at all.
Yeah, she just had the one girl. So but that's it. So I'm looking forward to that. Whenever that comes up, we'll keep you posted on when it pops up, because I would be in that room watching.
Yes. So apparently there was an 81-person orgy in France. It was in a warehouse broken up by police last Friday. The sex party was in Collégien, about 20 miles outside of Paris. It featured booze, sound systems, and light installation.
I mean, Friday or Saturday night, basically.
I mean, I'm
here for it.
I'm sure it's been happening every week since then, and they just now caught wind of it. Probably because some mad bitch got turned away at the door. She was like, "Oh, I got y'all ass."
Right.
So, whatever.
They got busted, and 81 people got arrested for that. They said the authorities were like, "Oh, they were so nice and they were so pleasant, and they were about breaking curfew." I was like, "Okay, listen, I guess that's the Parisians, but
right.
Hey, listen, I'm good with y'all."
So before we get to Drag Race, let's hit on Miss Jenner.
You know what? I don't have the wherewithal to go through this with her because I just can't. She irritates me on so many levels.
Spirit. So Caitlyn Jenner got on some podcast called Planet Train. No. Sorry.
Yes, it was on.
There we go. I found it. Yeah, so she got on this podcast called Dear Media's The Skinny Confidential, him and her podcast. She says she's accepted that she's an outcast in the trans community because her beliefs and background. She believes there's a double standard on how she's treated versus people like Elliot Page, who just recently transitioned or is going through transition.
Right.
She believes that because she doesn't share the experience of struggle, and in her words, she didn't live in the gutter, and that others don't relate to her. And then she mentioned that, like 25% of trans women are prostitutes. And so since she doesn't have those kind of experiences, people don't support her. It was like, no, girl, that's not why. Because there are a number of other wealthy trans individuals that people support. I think of people like Candace Kane and other people like that. It's not because you're a wealthy white woman. It's because you're an entitled wealthy white woman who is a Republican who refuses to see that the administration and the people that you support are working directly to the detriment of other people like you. And those people that you call quote unquote in the gutter, those 25% of people who are prostitutes and other people, can't be insulated from that foolishness in the way that you can. If there is a trans military ban, that's not going to affect a 67-year-old white woman at all.
A 67-year-old white woman 67-year-old transgendered white woman who in her dead life, or with her dead name in her former life, was an Olympian who already had fame and notoriety, and who also married into a family that had fame and notoriety on top of that. So you've never experienced a regular day in the past, 40, 50 years?
Right. And I'm not suggesting that, there isn't a struggle to accept who you are and transition.
Yes.
But that's one part of who you are. But if you don't recognize that the fame and wealth that you have lived with since you were a teenager has brought you access and privilege that most other people can't they just don't have it. He said some shit like, I don't see why, transitioning isn't hard. All you need to do is get a good plastic surgeon and buy some designer gowns. Well, girl, everybody can't afford. Do you know that there are some people who don't want that kind of a transition? They're not trying. When their idea of what it means to be a woman is not some rich white woman fantasy. And that idea of womanhood is just as valid as your rich white woman fantasy. There's also other people. I think when you think of Pose, you think of Elektra and other people who want that rich woman fantasy, but unless you knock over the Salvation Army, steal all the funds, I feel judgment.
Don't judge her. I feel judgment. Don't judge her.
I'm just saying it is what it is. I'm just saying that they don't have that money for that. And, by you saying that and not even realizing the privilege that comes from, that's why people don't accept you, is because you put yourself in a place where other people can't reach you, can't accept you. The people that are trans already know that being trans is not enough to have community. Just like being Black. I'm not in community with everyone who was Black. I'm not in community with everyone who was gay. I'm not in community with everyone who was a man. I'm not in community with everyone who was a Black gay man. So every trans person is not in community. Community is built on shared experiences and empathy for one another's situation. And you've shown that you have no empathy for other people's situation.
None.
Billy, and hey Billy, we haven't seen you in a minute. Thank you for joining us. Billy says she transitioned. She didn't.
Hey Billy,
and that's key. She transitioned. She didn't commune. That's an entirely different thing because she did her little show where she got together a group of other wealthy white trans women, and they went and did a wealthy white woman vacation retreat and shit. But I mean, how is some teenager who was assigned male at birth, who believes that they are trans, how are they supposed to identify with you as a trans woman when that's how you're giving? You give what you wanted to give.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So fuck her.
Whatever. So, and then some of the irony in this situation is, she was allegedly dating Candace Kane at some particular point, or had a crush on Candace. I'm sorry. So I was like, okay, girl, this is what it gave. Okay, so all right.
I don't believe that. I believe she said that because she was trying to get publicity. That whole Jenner Kardashian clan, I don't believe anything that they say. If them hoes said, the sky is blue, I would have to go out and verify it for myself, because I don't believe they do or say anything that is not calculated for effect and for funds.
Maybe, and I'm not disagreeing at all. But again, that is the alleged, rumor. So we shall see.
Right. So fuck her. All right. So are we ready to get into Drag Race?
Come on, Drag Race. Let's get it popping. All right.
This was actually a pretty good episode. I enjoyed it.
Spoiler alert! If y'all tuning in now, you don't want to know who won. I'm going to talk about that. So we just gonna put it out there, and that's what we're gonna do. It was easier to do this week's because it wasn't a maxi challenge and a mini challenge and 57 different looks. So there's not a whole bunch of additional pictures. So, but let's just keep it cute. Okay, so here's the thing. Episode 6, it started off with Candy joking about sleeping with Joey J because he got kicked off. And
that's never going to happen. Not now, not ever.
And the girls had touched on the incident between Candy and Tamisha on Untucked, because Untucked was getting it popping.
Yes.
It was getting it popping. So, again,
Billy said Rose sucks and Denali thinks a lot of herself. So does Rose. And Rose has talked a whole lot of shit too. And I'd be like, girl, but your look is not giving what it should have gave.
It's not giving what it should have gave. I see where she's going with it, but her eye needs to be fine-tuned. Like her eye, I don't want to say her taste level, but her eye needs to be tuned on that. So I don't know about that. But anyway, so for this week, the mini challenge was designer dresses from the wallpaper. Designer dresses that stand out from the wallpaper that they were made out of. And there were teams of 2, and then one team of 3 was chosen by last week's winner, who was Got Mick. I keep saying Got Milk. Jesus. Who was Got Mick.
Me too.
And so Tamisha and Elliot teamed up, and they actually won. They won $2,500 gift cards each to spoonflower.com, which was the wallpaper that they actually had. And this was the look that they came up with. Now, the structure of the dress was actually pretty groovy. So I thought it was actually pretty nice. They had a little matching purse. And I mean, it is what it is.
Or something that was pulled together rather quickly. It was cute. It was
real cute, especially out of wallpaper. So I'm good with that. Now, the Maxi Challenge was supposed to be a dancing documentary based on the 70s. And so Rue had come up with these 5 teams. It was the birth of disco, disco and sex, Studio 54, disco fashion, and also disco stucks. So they were assigned.
The only thing that sucked about this disco sucks looks was this outfit.
Child, listen, once again, Candy feels like she can just do any old thing and wow the crowd. And I'm like, girl, and let's be clear, Got Mixed look is not far behind it. Let's be clear. It's really not that far behind it. It's not that far behind it.
They're literally wearing the same thing.
Right. So Got Mixed
didn't look as bad because she didn't look like a balloon cut in half.
Got Milk, Candy, and Tina did the birth of disco. Disco and Sex was done by Elliot and Tamisha. Studio 54 was done by Olivia and Utica. Disco Fashion was done by Roseanne Denali, and Disco Sucks was done by Lala Ree and Simone. Now, the funny thing is, Rue actually came into the dressing room and was talking to them about what each one of them meant. And so this is where I'm feeling old. I don't know about you, Dominion, but this is where I'm feeling old, because as he's explaining this to people, he's asking them questions like, do you know what Disco Sucks mean? They're like, no. I was like, what? But what?
Well, you know what? Here's the thing. I just feel like people, well, you know, so here's the sad reality. We are still suffering the repercussions of at least 2 generations of gays who just are absent. So,
okay, all right,
you know,
I get that.
Young kids are missing the mentors who died. So there was a generation that died. So they didn't train a generation who would have trained this generation. So I mean,
that may be true.
So for Got Mick and some of these people, I mean, if you're in your 20s, that means if you're 22 years old, that means you were born in 1998. So disco was literally 25 years before you were born. I mean, because of the way culture moves, yes, we were probably more familiar with things that happened 25 years before we were born because there was less culture then. But with the way the culture moves now, you know, this, it doesn't surprise me. But I also, as a person who does their research, you think about the young people who have done well. Like, what was the one that won that year? The one that was like 21.
You talking about Tyra?
No, recently, little white girl.
Oh, you're talking about Violet Chachki?
No, the one that won. And she was
I'm sorry. You're talking about Aquaria.
But Aquaria was a student of the fucking show. So if you're a student of the show, then you know there's always going to be some shit about the 80s. I mean, the 70s and the 80s, and there's always going to be something about Cher. So you should have done your fucking homework to at least be conversant about those areas, because that's what Rue loves. And the show is called RuPaul's Drag Race. Listen, if it was called Dominion's Drag Race, it probably wouldn't be a lot of that, but there will be more, hip hop and R&B and house music or whatever.
Sure, you know damn well there would still be some stuff in there, honey, because that's just how we wired, honey. It just is what it is.
I'm also, knowledge is power, so there we go.
Right, and the other part of this too is if you're in the community, you've been doing drag for over, if you're doing drag for over like 4 or 5 years, then listen, baby, there's tons of drag queens that you've come across that will share this information with you, just in general, about different looks and things of that sort. So I don't know, I'm still
they probably aren't. Billy said something about being in, transitioning but not communing. I think there are a lot of people who do things that do drag that aren't communing with the drag or with the larger gay community. A lot of these kids, their performer, their personas are developed from Instagram and doing drag in their house and stuff. Or if they're doing drag, they're only hanging out with other drag queens of similar aesthetic. So they're not viewing it as an art form where they're purposely learning from other drag queens and seeking them out. So they don't take advantage of those opportunities, or they're seeing those older drag queens as competition. Like from the very moment Tamisha Iman came on the show, she was labeled as the old bitch, and they talked about her. But listen, I'm the kind of bitch that have been like, girl, can we sit and talk? Because I would just want to listen to her stories about, drag and stuff. I wouldn't yes, it's a competition, but I wouldn't have pegged her as the old bitch like that. No. I'd have been like, this is an elder in the fucking community that I could learn from.
And the sad part is, I think Tamisha is either our age or a little bit younger. I think
they said she was 49 years old, and that show was filmed in 2020, so she's similar age.
She's our age. Well, anyway, here's the thing. Some of the comments that you guys are making in here as well, talking about, this is going to help me transition into this next part, how Elliot is stuck in the 1980s drag pageant and not bad, but not elevated. I think a couple of them are stuck in that as well. Rose too. Got Milk, Got Mick is interesting to watch as well. And Ebby was also saying that she called her Candace Mushmouth.
Yeah.
But she also feels that
she does always sound like she is chewing some food and trying to talk at the same time.
Right. She said that she feels that she was that Lala Reed was robbed. And then Billy brought up an extra point as well. That Raja knew old designers, photographers, fashion, and music and movies. But Tamisha didn't really know shit either. And to be quite honest, Tamisha didn't know a lot of stuff, like as much, because I was kind of shocked when
surprisingly little. Yeah.
Yeah, I was kind of like, girl, where are you? I was like, okay, but whatever. I let that go. But in any event, these were the looks that the categories that they had for the competition, and there was also choreography that had to go with it as well. So listen, let me just give you some of the highlights for the choreography, because again, this was a documentary. So as you see in these pictures, they're dancing, and these are the things that they were actually doing. Yeah, these are things they're actually doing in the documentary before they got to the while they were showing the documentary in little sections. Gottmik has no rhythm whatsoever.
None.
Lala Reed was warned in the rehearsal not to hurt herself because they would talk about these little dick thrusts, and apparently Lala was throwing the dick, like just throwing it, thrusting it. Tamisha had issues with the hula hoop that she wound up talking about later on. Denali and Rose just did a whole bunch of technical dancing, and poor thing, Utica and Fabric or a fan just does not mix at all. And you have to go back and watch the show, because I kikied on her for a minute. Another one of the highlights was the all the looks that they have going on here. And you can see down in the bottom center in the red dress with the blonde hair, next to Utica is Olivia. Her hair was amazing, and it needed its own show for every single look that they had going on.
It was amazing, but that look didn't really give 70s to me. It gave me really good Tina Turner. It gave me cute Tina Turner drag. I mean, it wasn't. It was beautiful. Let's be clear. But to me, if I just saw that look, I wouldn't say that she was giving 70s.
Well, I think it was a good overall look for the 70s, in the sense that it was big hair and it was a bodysuit with a low scoop neck, the way it was done. And Tina did wear that. It is equated.
She did, but I mean, I guess I could see Proud Mary. Oh, I guess
she equated that. Yeah, she equated that with Tina, and Tina Burner's outfit looked more like Tina Turner coming back in the 90s when she did the Disco Inferno thing. So that kind of worked. Or the 80s thing, she did this Disco Inferno thing. But again, Tina's a product of the 60s and the 70s, so she kind of has.
Yeah. Can we talk about Tina? Listen, girl. All right, this red and yellow, I'm over it.
Well, it is.
Even though it worked. I will be clear. I will say that she's managed to make it work, but it just. I mean, I kind of want to see you in other colors, just because. I mean, who the fuck has a monochromatic wardrobe like that?
Yeah, and Billy, like I said, she was Tina in the 80s, but then also when you think back to when they were up on stage and them broads was dancing, listen, the Ikettes, they were moving, and some of those outfits were skimpy than a motherfucker. Mm-hmm. So that's my take on it. But anyway, one of the final look for the evening was a little black dress, and so listen. These are looks for the little black dresses. I mean, they wear little black dresses, but I wanted to point out these couple people. Tina Burner did a reveal where she came out in an all-white outfit, and then she revealed this dress. Again,
I thought that looked ridiculous.
She's falling into the category of taste level, because the dress was cute up until the hands, as far as I was concerned. Take them hands off of it. Like if you're going to do a little,
because it served no purpose to me.
Yeah, I agreed with Michelle Visage about Elliot with two T's. Her look, it was very 1980s Dynasty, Alexis Colby, Carrington, Blake, Colby, Carrington, walking to the room. But it was also very Paramus Mall, like Michelle said at the same time.
I mean, I guess, but I thought her look was fierce. I loved her look. I loved Elliot. I thought I was going to hate Elliot so much, because I just think Elliot with two T's is so pretentious of a name. But her looks have been really good, and I particularly love this look.
She's definitely someone to watch. Like I think I don't want people to discount her, but she's definitely someone to watch. Now, I'm gonna tell you who I like. Candy's look. I saw what she was going for, and I saw how it had been done previously by another person. But I wasn't. I it wasn't. No, it wasn't. I wasn't feeling it. Not at all.
And she's like, if you pay attention, it's the same dress that Lady Di wore. I was like, but you didn't take that illusion far enough. So if that was the look that you were going to give, then you should have come out with a blonde cut and everything else, because otherwise it's like you drew a dress on a bag.
Yeah. And so Abby says that the best part of Elliot's look was the gold coat. Hey, Abby. And I agree with that, because
all you need is a fabulous gold coat that you're wearing as a cape, and then that gives it to that serves.
Right. This way it makes it give what it was supposed to have gave. That's what it did. But now for me, the Got Mick dress, the little black dress, and she did a play on that, was literally a pasty in the front and a pasty in the back, covering all the giblets. Now, I'm not sure how I feel about this.
I'm sure how I feel about it.
I don't think it was bad, but I don't think it wasn't. Okay.
It was not giving what it should have gave.
Now listen, I'm gonna tell you, when Valentina did it for Madonna, she turned the party with the two strips. When Madonna was posing out in the street and she had the two strips across her, yes. that turned it. This now, I'm not so sure about this. I was like,
because to me, so there wasn't enough of the dress there to qualify as having done anything.
Wait, Abby said no one thought that Got Mick looked like the Crow. I hate you now because I cannot unsee it.
I can't unsee that.
I can't unsee it. I hate you for that. Oh my gosh.
I just felt like, all right, you got the, little skinny body. Okay, it's cute, but you didn't do enough. All that was the shock factor of you essentially walking on stage naked, but it didn't give what it should have gave. It did not. I mean, because if drag is, there is no illusion if you're going to stand on stage naked. And I mean, I feel like if you had done, I just don't know. I just feel like if that had been her performance outfit, like if that was like what she gave for performance, like it's just a regular old drag queen, and that was the look that she or they were giving, that's cool. But in a performance where you got to wear an ensemble or an outfit that shows you put some thought into it, I see the thought, but it's just a miss for me.
Yeah. So
if we got to give it a toot or a boot, this gets the boot.
It would be a boot for me too. It would be a boot, just like Candy's would be a boot as well. But
Candy gets a way bigger boot than Got Mick, because Got Mick at least is giving you concept that
it's still a boot.
It's still a boot. All right, so they're both boots, but Candy's is more of a boot, mainly because it wasn't fully fleshed out, and I didn't understand the purpose of putting, paint and shit all over your hair and stuff, and then saying, I'm giving you, like, if she was giving like, I'm just a fashion doll, like if I'm giving a doll and this is a dressed doll, then a doll wouldn't have like splashes of paint all over the body, whatever. It was not giving what it should have gave.
Well, anyway, on this next slide, we get to see some of the other little black dresses as well, and some of the other looks. And so we had Tamisha Iman, who I put this picture up here purposefully. Tamisha Iman, I don't know about the rest of you all, but for me, Tamisha was not looking soft at any particular point in time in this contest, except for during this period when they came out with the little black dress. Her face, her paint was soft. She looked amazing as far as around the face. Her dress was cute. But
it was cute, but again, and as she talked about, she was been wearing an ostomy bag the whole time, and she didn't really want to talk about it because she didn't want it to be an excuse. And I really do hope they bring her back for All Stars once she's fully healed, and then we'll see if she really got it, or she's good at what she does. There's a lot of drag queens that really just need to be good, and happy and content with being a great drag queen in their local area and having, some regional or even national notoriety, but maybe you're just not a good competition drag queen, and that's cool. That's perfectly fine.
Yeah. Well, now another boot for me, Miss Utica. Listen,
she's doing too much. She's always trying to give the most. And listen, ever since my girl, shit, and now I can't think of her fucking name. The bitch with the roses.
Oh, you Sasha Velour.
Well, ever since Sasha Velour, these girls have been trying to think conceptually out of the box. We saw how it fucked up Asia O'Hara. We saw how it don't always.
Her name is not Asia O'Hara. Her name is the Butterfly Killer. That's who she is.
Everybody, I mean, it worked for Crystal Method, but Crystal was also very smart, and she managed to really make whatever her kooky aesthetic is work within the confines of the challenge. Utica needs to think. It's like she needs to be here, and she's only gotten here. So she really needs to cover that gap if you really want to be this outside of the box thing, because if you got to start explaining what your look means, then you've missed it.
So I agree with both Ebby and Billy. Ebby was saying that she first, if you have to explain the outfit, you failed. And then also Billy mentioned that he would want to see Utica do full on glam. I would like to see that. I would like to see if she can pull that off. And I think that's probably something that the judges are probably going to ask from her, because all of her stuff is kooky and quirky. And it's like, excuse me, there's a time and a place for that. But it's like, girl, can you just show us something else before you continue with the kooky and the kooky and the I don't know. I don't know. But now here's the thing for me. Miss Olivia, while I like Olivia, this look was just basic.
I do not know why they went in for this look.
But her hair was amazing. Like, I love to see
her hair was amazing, but this dress it wasn't an ugly dress. This is because it wasn't ugly.
It was plain.
It's supposed to be a little black dress, but I mean, this is Drag Race, so it can't literally just be a little black dress.
It was plain. It was very ill-fitting for me. That's all I'm gonna say.
I agree with you 100%.
Yeah. So, okay. So now on this next slide, we get to see some of the other girls as well. Like, we get to see Rose. Again, her taste level, something's a little. It just needs to be.
Rose, she walked out there. You know how they say the dress. Don't let the dress wear you. That dress wore her.
This is true.
She looked stiff and uncomfortable in it.
Yeah, and I like the way the dress it framed out. That was cute, the idea of it, but it wasn't.
The ruffles on the side should have come in only maybe half as much. It was giving too much.
It was a boot for me. And Denali's look was very basic as well. And then she tried to pull the hat off, and you saw the extra eyes like she was a Black Widow spider type of situation. I'm gonna give it a boot because I don't like spiders. But it was very basic.
Thought her look was cute. I mean, it wasn't giving me the fire that Denali thought it was giving, but it was cute.
No. Now, Lala Ree had the shortest motherfucking t-shirt or longest tube top.
Yeah, that was a t-shirt because you could see her cooch.
Yeah, I mean, it was like a little tube top. I was like, okay, girl. But listen, when she hits the stage, her confidence is always on. And I'm like, okay, this I love it. And needless to say, our girl Simone, first of all, her dress was braid hair, and she did a little nod to RuPaul and the back of my roots.
Yes, that was a hot dress because it was all.
Look. But and Billy commented on her being hydrated.
Yeah, I think she does need to take down the shine on her legs a little bit. She
got pork chop grease all over her body. She is shining, baby, shining. I mean, that's what it is. It's pork chop grease. That's what it is. It's pork chop grease all over her body. That's what it is.
Link said Rose looks like a fancy Crown Royal velvet bag, and that is what it's giving. It is giving very that. It really is giving that, or it's giving. Here's a bag, like when you buy a gift bag and it's got
exactly.
It's giving that.
Exactly. So after this, they had the tops and the bottoms, and I'll tell you who the safe girls were. The safe girls were Gottmik, Denali, Rose, Lala Ree, and Simone. The tops and the bottoms were Tina, Candy, Elliott, Olivia, as well as Tamisha and Utica. Now, at the end of the day, it wound up being Kandi versus Tamisha. And I will support the kids and their performances. But the one thing, there are two things for me that I need you to always know. A, know that you are giving the illusion of a woman and to keep your hair on your head. B, know the friggin' words. And I swear, I looked at Tamisha several times during this, and I felt like she was doing that watermelon, peanut butter, jelly. I was like, girl, you don't know the words. Or she was singing the wrong parts, like she was singing the background or the chorus and not singing the lead vocals. For me,
they give them the exact track, so they don't always play the full song, but they know the exact version of the song that's being played. So if she didn't know those words, then that's still her fault.
And once again, I had a problem. But like I said, I thought she looked great, and I'm gonna go ahead and give Kandi a compliment. She gave a performance with this because I was feeling it. I was like, okay, Kandi, like I'm feeling this. So I'm gonna go ahead and give her that she did well. And fortunately or unfortunately, Tamisha wound up going home and Kandi was the winner. And that's what
was so gracious in leaving.
She was.
And it was so beautiful. I mean, it's really like a master class on how to lose gracefully and, learn the lesson and not to be bitter and nasty. And I do hope they invite her back for All Stars or for another season.
And listen, I feel like her time on this show was great because they kind of did a great arc for her of like being an older girl, then having a battle with somebody, then falling out, then actually go up against her adversary, and then at the end of it, it all wrapped up nice and neat. And so the people kind of want to hear more about that or see more from her as like far as what she can do on top of having the health issues that she had, because she talked about how 6 months ago she couldn't walk. She also still had the ostomy bag. And if I remember correctly, I don't know why I'm thinking it was cancer. I don't remember why I'm thinking it's cancer, but I remember
she had cancer. Yeah,
it was cancer. Okay, but listen, she's on the mend, and I'm here for it, because if any of you watch any of the old Tamisha Iman videos where she performed and pageants, Miss Tamisha Iman was a force to be reckoned with, and she's a dancer. She's like, I'm gonna give it to her. She's a dancer. So hopefully, if she gets the call back, we'll be able to see more of that Tamisha Iman. So
also, I mean, you use the right verb tense. Was she just may not be that person anymore, and she may be the girl who resting on her laurels and just does a cute Patti LaBelle number and stands there and collects her coins and keeps it moving.
Well, maybe
because he seems like, I mean, listen, anybody who can fight their way back from not being able to walk 6 months ago, I think if the show had been filmed 6 months later than it was, she would have done much better.
Maybe. And so, like I said, in the next slide, you get to see the winner of this, which was, like I said, it was Kandi Muse, and these were her looks. And so this is where we are with Kandi for the win. So we shall see what next week brings with Drag Race and with Kandi and her attitude, because Tamisha even warned her about that from the beginning, saying that it might come to bite you in the ass. Or I remember when you because you said that. So we shall see what next week gives and Kandi's attitude. So we shall see.
True. Billy says someone talented must have dropped out at the last minute, so Kandi got the spot. I think sometimes they pick these girls. I mean, drag races. I mean, the drag world is big, but it's not that big. So Kandi and all of this blah 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 and yada yada, they must know that. And these reality shows want to gin up the drama, because I go back to the fact that in the run up to this season, they showed literally from the very first episode of Drag Race all the way through to the last season. I don't think they showed All Stars. No, they didn't show All Stars. But I was just watching, was it last season? And I was like, there is no way that Silky should have made it all the way to the end. They kept her purely for drama, because she just did so badly in so many of the challenges that she shouldn't have made it through. So I think that sometimes they keep these girls for drama.
But here's the thing. Here's what I will say. Silky is a great performer. I've seen her. I've seen her Continental Plus, her package and what she brings. Like when she's on, she's on.
Okay, so I've only ever seen her on the show, and nothing she did on the show was really that spectacular, except the one time when she did Oprah.
Well, so all I will say is I've seen her when she's on, she's on. I've seen her when she's on, and she was running for a couple of pageants. She's, she was good. And so listen, now everything else, she might need to just take some time. And also remember that, girl, you are not a small girl. Your looks, you pull them together, but I'm gonna need you to pull them together a little bit more, because as a big girl with a certain shape and a certain size, you can wear whatever you want to wear. I just need you to wear it in a way that is most flattering for you. That's all I'm saying about Silky.
Yeah, like I said, she really looked like a balloon cut in half. When I was like, you could have worn a corset under or over that to smooth out the look and the shape.
Which is what Michelle was telling her all the time. Like, you got to smooth this shape out. You got to get this body together. Right. But hey, that's just me. But that's where we are.
And lovely as usual.
Yes, indeedy. So listen, we're going to go ahead and roll that beautiful bean footage for the evening, and we'll be right back. So really quickly, Ebby, thank you also for coming into the show and sharing as well. You've shared a couple of times the show as well. Thank you for tuning in. Billy, I'm sorry, Ebby, I also didn't see Silky's YouTube channel. I know she's funny, so I would definitely watch. I think I saw one of her cooking episodes or whatever. But Bob the Drag Queen, Billy, I love Bob the Drag Queen. And when he follows people's makeup, it is fucking hilarious to me. I live. Because when he did Crystal Method, I was like, what the hell? Listen, right. I live for it. So, but, other than that, I think this week was a good week. And I just want to remind people that, we're still in the pandemic. This parabola, this pan-crusted, Parmesan cheese that we are still in right about now, stay safe in it. Like, try to,
please stay safe in this portobello mushroom.
Please stay safe in this. So, and the weather is kind of, icky right now. So again, please stay safe. So that's all I can say to you all.
All right. And on that note, I want to thank you all for coming out, and we will end this by saying, as we always do, God bless you and good night.
Thanks, Ty.